Hey everybody, Zach here, and we're back on the job site of the kitchen and bathroom remodel. This is episode 3. We got the demo done. We got past all of the water leaking in this place. It's all sealed up, and now we're moving on to the next phase of the project. So, I had my electricians come in here and demo all their rough electric. And one thing that we were concerned about on this project was BX wiring. So now it's all gone, and I can't really show you what it looks like, but it's wiring that has like a metal coil wrapped around it. And within that material is usually like a kind of knob and tubey like electrical, where the insulation is kind of worn out. And so where I live, by code, we have to remove it whenever we open up a space, and we have to pull it back to wherever we can get it and not tie into it with our power. And so one thing we were worried about with this project was having to go into too far into the house, like past the remodel, because a lot of times what happens is you'll have like a light fixture up here, and it will branch off into the other rooms to the other light fixtures. And that's exactly what happened with this project. Is we have a chandelier in the dining room here. It branched off to that. And then we also had on the other side of this wall is the master bedroom, and there's a fan light combo in there, and it branched off into that. But luckily we have an unfinished attic space, and they were able to just cut it off from this space and have the power just ran to those. So we lucked out with that, to where there wasn't too big of a change with the electrical scope, which we were a little bit worried about, them saying they were going to have to do a bunch of extra work. One thing that we did find that was some extra work was right here. These two boxes had BX wiring, and it jumped over to, in this room, I'll show you, this is a porch in here, and we have a sconce there and an outlet down there, and it jumped over to those, and so we had to run a new circuit for that all the way to the basement. And so that was an extra bit of work that we weren't expecting, but all in all, if that's the only thing that we really ran into, it's not that bad. Typically what I'll do on my projects is I'll bring the electricians in last. But for whatever reason on this project, it worked out to where the electricians actually roughed in all their wiring before I've even framed this place, or the plumbers have come in. So there was some sort of miscommunication on my end with the electricians. I was just having them come in here to demo their electrical so that I could do my framing, and they took that as we're gonna do our whole rough electrical framing. So it was kind of a shocker to walk in here and see this all done. I'm not gonna lie, but it actually works out pretty good, because now I'm like a week ahead of schedule, which I wasn't planning for, and I'm able to actually work around a lot of their electrical. So as you can see here, there's a huge bunch of wire right here, and I made them pull all their wire out of these studs here, and all the way over to here, because I have to reframe all these cripple studs. As you can see, this plumbing's coming out right here. All this plumbing with the insulation on it and the drain, and they notched all these. So I have to actually sister some studs on the side of all those, and I couldn't do it with their wiring in there. And then we talked about on the last video all the header framing that I had to do. I'm gonna have to add king studs on each side of this window. So that kind of made it so that it pull some material back. Same thing right here is they bunched up this wire right here. It did run across this way, but I had them just pull it back so that I can do some reframing on this window. So that works out good. I think I told you about it in the last video. This is the panel that used to be, if you remember, in this wall right here, where this drain is, there was a panel box like right here in this wall. Well, we moved everything over here, and so this is where the panel is going to be. They got everything coiled up. Let's take a look at their work. So they got the main tied in. That's coming right from the panel box, and everything else is just coiled in here for now, and it's all labeled. As you can see, it says, this one says bath GFI. There's a light feed. So when we get them back, we'll tie that all in nice, and we'll take a look at how good of a job they do. Everything's looking so good so far. All their wiring's nice and straight. They run it nicely across the ceiling. They use these clips. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're really nice. You can fit up to 4 rows on these, and in each row you can fit, it looks like 2. So you can fit 8 wires in one of these clips, which is pretty nice. And it keeps everything nice and straight. You're not stapling them over top of each other on a stud. I really like this detail. This looks really good. Over here we have some phone wiring. This blue wire right here is for a phone jack. We reran that, and that's going to go in her master bedroom because she's got a landline. And it actually comes all the way over here through the ceiling onto this side. You can see there's the main power coming up to the sub panel and the phone jack, and they come from this right down here. This goes all the way to the basement where these drains are, so they're able to feed all the way up. I think that's pretty much it for this room. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm going to be doing some framing today, so I'll take you along for that, some demo, some framing. Here's the bathroom now, and we got a bath fan up there, got a light, some wiring in the ceiling. We'll have that right up there is coiled, as that's going to be the GFI receptacle that will be over here, and there's a coil up there for a vanity light as well. And we decided to put the switches over here on this side, be able to walk in and turn all your lights on and your fan on right from the doorway, which is ideal. But yeah, this room's pretty straightforward. I did a walkthrough with my plumber yesterday, and everything's looking pretty good. This toilet flange, we got to move it over, and luckily there's no framing that's really in the way. And I got to reframe this, and he'll be able to plumb his vanity all fine. And in the shower here, we actually have the mixing valve going on this wall, and the shower head, and it's a shower head and like a wand combo that's going to be going on this wall. So that means we need to run supply lines through the floor to each side, back and forth, so that she can come in here, turn on the water, hot or cold, and then once it gets to her temperature, she can walk in and she'll be showering on this side. Because we're gonna have a little knee wall right here that she's not gonna be able to get by, and it's gonna be all glass. So you don't want to. We try to think of these things if you're walking into the shower space, and if you want to just turn the water on and wait for it to get warm, you don't want to get sprayed with the water just to make that happen. So that's why we decided to put the mixing valve on the opposite side, so that she can just open the door, turn it on, and then just feel the water and make sure that it's to her liking. Yeah, so today's going to be a lot of demo. I'm going to actually demo this whole floor, and we'll be able to take a look at that floor system. A lot of this, where our medicine cabinets go in, and all this framing is just kind of really messed up. I'm actually going to demo this wall as well, right here, that encases the main stack to the house, so that we can pull up the floor a little bit better so that the plumbers can tie into that stack and move that toilet flange. So that works, that'll be nice. And then in here, it's kind of the same concept as what I'm doing over here. I'm actually gonna take this whole row, these probably first like 3 boards, I'm gonna take those the entire length all the way so that they can do the drain work that they need to do. They can run their supply lines over here to the vanity. And then I also have a water line that's going to be going from the vanity over to the fridge. So I'll need to open up the floor a little bit right there so that they can run that water line. Because this fridge that we're using, not only does it have an ice maker, but it also has a filter system that's outside of the fridge. So we're going to put the filter underneath or behind the garbage disposal in the sink cabinet. All right, well, I'm gonna get at it. I'll take some videos for you to see what I'm doing. Hey, I wanted to show you guys, this is what they called nogging back in the day. And this was to stop the drafts between the first floor and the second floor, and it's just bricks. So they do like a soldier course of bricks basically, and then they pour a bunch of cement all around it, and then they have another course of brick on top. As you can see, it goes the whole way. So I'm going to be taking that out so that we can properly insulate this. All right, here we are at the end of the day. Got the little bit of demo done here. Pulled out the floorboards all the way across so that the plumbers can run their drain lines and their supply lines through there. And like I talked about, I opened up this spot here, which actually exposed the gas line, which is kind of nice. I didn't know it was going that way. And that way they can get the water line run for the ice maker. All they need is one little spot open there. They can fish it through. And then over here in the bathroom, totally gutted. Whole floor is gone. exposed all this. This is what we're working with for the plumbing. So it works out pretty good for the plumbers from what I hear. They say they can tie right into that with the their vanity and the shower and the toilet, and they're going to do a wet vent. So that means they got to upgrade this to a 2-inch per code, and I'm hoping that the pitch, sometimes these toilets are too high up, or toilets, the drain lines are too high, so by the time they pitch all the way over to that wall, sometimes they don't have enough a fall for their plumbing to actually tie into that properly, because they need a 1/4 inch per foot. So I'm hoping that they can just cap this one off, this smaller one, this vent, and then right here, this 3-inch, well, this is a 4-inch, but they'll tie into it with a 3-inch. I'm hoping they can tee off and catch the toilet and then catch the drains for both the vanity and the shower on that, because that's actually a little bit higher up. So we'll see, but everything's looking good there. Did a little bit more demo over here. I got rid of that little wall that was around the drain. I'll have to rebuild that, but at least the plumbers can do what they need to do. And then this wall, I started to pull this wall apart. I got the header and the sill of the old medicine cabinet out of here, and we are doing a recessed medicine cabinet, so I'll have to reframe that to whatever those specs are, which is all good. Oh yeah, see if I can show you guys this is what it looks now that we took the brick out. Down low in here. Wow, look at how that's how dusty it is. You can barely even see. But right here, we took out all the bricks so that we can insulate nicely. Maybe I can show you it better in the kitchen, because it's really dusty in that room right now. Let's see if I can turn this around. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All the bricks are gone. All the bays are clean too. It's always good to clean out the bays. Everybody can do their work nicely, not leaving your job site looking like trash. That's what we're all about here. I wanted to show you guys one more thing too. I pulled the drain lines out of the bathroom. See if I don't know if I can turn this thing around. I guess not. But let's see if I can get it in the picture there. Oh, I can't even show you. But we'll come down together. I'll give you a look at it, of the haul that I'm taking with me. It's a pretty good one, if I do say so myself. Oh, here we are, we're going down outside. All right. Yeah, right there. Look at that. It's the copper line, copper drain line. That thing had to be about 10 pounds. So you do the math. It's a little chunk of change for the scrapyard. Bring in the copper. I got a little pile at home. It's always good to save that stuff. Make a couple extra bucks. But that was a nice find. You don't usually get a 1.5 inch copper lines coming out. So I'm happy to haul that one. Let me bring you guys over here and see the finished space. This is the house right now. Finished space of this house. It's not bad. It's got some cool trim. We're actually going to replicate this trim right here on all the doors. See if you can get a good look at the trim. So we got a ram's head, a flat 5/4 header stock. And then we got this like, this nice mold in here that has actually like a belly in it. It's like a belly molding. And 2 little pillar sides to it. It's kind of a cool look. We're gonna replicate that for the rest of our house and keep it looking like everything was original. All right, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll be back and doing some framing, so I'll take some video for you guys with that and see you on the next one.